I think that we set expectations really, really high on draft night, but we also have to understand that players have to make progress and they have to learn how to play in the NFL. So I think so far the fact that he's still taking second team reps is not anything to be concerned about because everyone has a lot to learn with this game. And there's still a little ways to go here for him to develop and to get into that first team role. And even if he doesn't, he can be a role player on this defense because they already have someone at safety in Cam Bynum who, from my observation, is really good. So I think all that Lewis Cine can bring is either a starter who's had to earn his way and develop, or somebody who makes this defense more dynamic. So I think expectations so far, maybe on draft night because everyone gets super excited, were a little bit too high for a rookie, but at the same time, I think he can really help this defense.
Well, we haven't really seen, pardon the pun, enough to know that quite yet. We haven't seen him a lot in games and didn't get tested a lot last week. But, on the practice field, he's looked good. He has looked like he understands the job, and a lot of the things that coaches have said about him make it seem like he's getting it. It's not a question of is he picking up the defense. So I think once we see a little bit more in the preseason, we'll have a little bit better idea of that. But I think for everything we've seen at this point, it's reasonable to say he has been living up to expectations.
At the moment, I don't think so. I don't think that it's a referendum on the pick or him as a player. It always takes a little bit more time than others to kind of live up to what a lot of fans might expect. But, the Vikings already have a starting quality safety in place with Cameron Bynum. So I don't think that they expected him to have to play right away. He's getting a little late on some of his reads, and once that gets figured out, he's an incredible athlete, he's a really smart player. I'm sure that he'll be able to figure it out and be a fantastic player for the Vikings long term.
He is. We thought he was a hard-hitting, fast guy and somebody who would learn quickly, and he's been all those things. I guess I'm a little surprised we haven't seen him working more with the first team during practice, but it is still pretty early in the summer, and that could happen by the end of the year.
Yeah, I'd say Lewis Cine is doing exactly what a rookie DB would do, and that's just learning, listening. But I think the big thing is going to be once the season starts. But yeah, he looks good. He doesn't look like he's lost. The guy from the Ravens, when I saw him, I was like, oh, this guy can't even cover in space. So yeah, Lewis Cine is living up to what we thought he'd be.
Yeah, I think for the most part he is. It's really early. We haven't seen a whole lot. There's been one preseason game so far, but he looks like as advertised in terms of his ability to recognize things and play downhill and make plays.
Yeah, I think he is. It's obviously still very early, and they knew when they drafted him that they had Cam Bynum as a possibility to start at safety. He looked good in 3 starts last year. So I think they knew that they didn't have to immediately just thrust him into the starting lineup. And he very well might be in the starting lineup week 1 against Green Bay, but there's no need to rush him at this point. I've talked to him on several occasions, and he's certainly willing to be patient and willing to learn from veterans like Harrison Smith and Patrick Peterson.